Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. It's my distinct pleasure to have with us Oliver Kantz. He's the General Manager of Tfni, and that is the Friend Network, and he has a great amount of experience in multi-level marketing. His background has been both at the corporate level as well as in the field being a successful distributor. Thank you so much for being with us again, and please give Oliver a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Mignon, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Really appreciate your presence today, because you know what? Anybody here a busy person? Yeah? Okay. Now all the hands are going up. Great. Exactly. We're all busy people. Nowadays, there's so many things asking for our time. Our family, our hobbies, work, all the other things that we're obligated to do. And you are in a very special group. You've made the time to come here and listen to our presentation. And we really appreciate it, and you should give yourselves a hand. Yes, you're one of the very few people, as I said, the special group that's looking at bettering your circumstances. And that's what we're all about here today, what we're going to show you. So let's take a look. How do we save money? Well, with us, with the Friend Network, we're in the telecommunications industry. What does that mean to you? Do you see on the slide the telephone? Yeah, we're in the telephone business. Telecommunications is telephones, and our primary products are long distance. Anybody here make long distance phone calls? Okay, I don't have to explain long distance. You guys know what it is. Years ago, we used to worry about making long distance phone calls. Anybody in the same boat I was? You know people overseas, and especially if you have a significant other, spouse or otherwise, or even yourself, on the phone, maybe every second day, making long phone calls, and your bill comes to hundreds of dollars. You're going, nowadays, the rates are dropping. That's the good news. And this is where we at the Friend Network can help you save money. And this is what we'd like to offer you and have you offer your acquaintances. So, now, how do we save money? Okay, let's take a look. Basically, if you look at other companies, as you can see on the chart, Bell and Sprint, you're charged 10 cents per minute across North America. We charge you 6 cents. Does anybody here savings? Yeah, it's almost 50% savings. That's great. If you could get that when you go into the supermarket or bargain for a car, whatever, you'd be pleased, more than pleased with those kind of savings. So this is an amazing amount of savings. And you can see the monthly plans were either lower or among the lowest of any company. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background on who we are. You've heard the name now, the Friend Network, several times. Basically, we are in the telecommunications business, and we work with Bell and other companies to offer crystal clear lines. Exactly the same thing that you would expect from any other company out there, telephone company. Our point, really, our purpose, is that when you pick up the phone, you see no difference. But when you pick up your bill, you do see a difference. On a corporate side, we have myself as a general manager, and you've had a bit of introduction to me already. I have been on the corporate side for many years with multi-level marketing, and I've been in the field. So I know what you're going through on the distributor side. As well, we have, as a director of sales and marketing, we have Mignon Goodman, who was kind enough to introduce me, and she has extensive experience with people in the field, and I know she's chock full of ideas and enthusiasm to help you build your business. So what's the difference, really? I've talked about saving money, and there's lots of companies out there nowadays that offer to save you money, to offer lower rates. Well, our difference is not only do we continually check and make sure we're bringing you the lowest rates, but we also help you make money. Is that of interest to anybody here? Yeah, okay. I think actually most of us are interested. Okay? Now, as I mentioned, it's simple, but it's not easy. Why would you want to make money? We know why we want to save money. But really, nowadays, most people are on the 40-40 plan. What is the 40-40 plan? Anybody heard of it before? Think about it. I think once I describe it, you'll understand. It's working 40 hours for 40 years. Isn't that what most people are on? We call it a career. So you're working on the 40-40 plan. Okay? What do you accumulate during the time your 40 years? Well, if you take a look and subtract all the expenses that you have, from housing to transportation to food and so on, the typical family has about 2% left. And that's before talking about going out for entertainment, whatever else that you do, special dinners and so on. So it's not much money. And typically in terms of money, that comes to less than $2,000 a year. And if you put that money aside and husband it and be very careful and help it grow, you might reach $250,000 for retirement. Whoa, a lot of money? Actually not. We're told that if you want to have the same lifestyle that you enjoy now in retirement, you're going to need $1.5 million. That's 6 times the amount what you're likely to save. And in fact, now we have information from a Time article. They've done extensive research on aging, and they actually show that we're going to have the average baby boomer, which includes most of us in the room, at age 55 will have savings of $25,000. So that's a far cry from your $250,000. Oh, you still have 10 years left to do it, but it's still a far cry. And that doesn't include debt. And we know on average, the North American has $7,000 in credit card debt. So those figures are a little bit scary, wouldn't you say? So now, are you more convinced that you need to make money? Well, how are you going to do it? Work harder? We hear always you should be working smarter, because you don't want to take more time than you have to away from your family. If you're like me, I have 2 boys. I'd like to spend time with them whenever I can. Or if you have hobbies or whatever. The idea is that we're supposed to be more a leisure society rather than working. And that same Time article suggests that we are going to spend most of our lives working up until age 70. Past age 70, you're going to be working. Now, to me, that's a little scary. It falls right on the heels of another report that suggests that if you live through the next decade, the next 10 years, you're going to live on average to 120 years old. Anybody excited by that idea? Yeah, it was to me exciting at first, but then I thought, well, wait a minute, at 65 I retire, at 80 I go to the hospital or a nursing home, and then what, for 40 years I'm, you know what I'm saying? So it's getting really scary. I'm starting to think I've got to take care of my health, both physically and financially. And we're here to help you with the financial part. At age 65, 95% of us are either going to be dead or dead broke. It's about 10 people in the audience here today, so 9 out of 10 are not going to have the funds to have a comfortable retirement, what we envision as a comfortable retirement. So look each other in the eye, and actually the good news is you guys are probably going to be in the 5%. As I said at the beginning, you are in that special group where you are likely to reach that level of success because you have taken the time to come and look at what your options are. So what we're here to suggest is that out of that 5%, 1% is wealthy, rich. Okay? Anybody here have rich parents, like millions and millions of dollars? Most of us don't. So the other 4%, what are we going to do? How did that 4% get their money? And again, statistics suggest that 80% of them did it by owning their own business. All right, great. Everybody like to own their own business? Okay, yes, sounds good. However, people have a hesitation. Why don't more of us own our own business? Why don't you start your own business? Typically people say, well, I don't have the time, the money, or the information. And we can help you with all of that. Time, to some extent, you've got to work on your own, but you're already way ahead of the ball game because you're already here tonight. Money, there is some investment required, but if you take a look at, as we'll show you in a minute, the money required to start a regular business, it's very intimidating in terms of money, financial resources. And then information. How do I start a business? What do I do in terms of taxes, in making sales? How do I set myself up on the internet? Most of us have no idea how to do this. And that's where we come in and help you. So let's take a look what our options are really as owning our own business. We have, the easiest way to start is a mom and pop shop, right? What does that mean? A convenience store, for example. Anybody know any names of a famous brand of convenience store? Yeah? Yeah? 7-Eleven? Exactly. Now, 7-Eleven, let's take that one for example. What does that mean? Where did that name come from, 7-Eleven? Yeah, we're working, or that one person is working from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. Why? Because it's difficult to find employees, good staff. And you're stuck. And in fact, as you are pointing out, 7-Eleven now operates 24 hours. So it means you and your family. And to me, that's always been a little bit of a worry, because I'm worried that I'm going to be stuck in that store for 16 hours a day. And what kind of life is that? Great, I'm a business person, but that's not the kind of life I envision for myself and for my family. So let's look at another option. Franchise. Everybody loves franchises. Great idea. Why? Because they have name recognition and they show you how to do the business. Well, what's the disadvantage of a franchise? Anybody here know the names of a franchise?
Wendy's.
Wendy's? Tim Hortons, Second Cup. There's McDonald's. There's lots of franchises out there. But you know what the average McDonald's franchise, for example, goes for? Yeah, about $1.5 million. I heard $1 million and 1.3 or something, but yeah, in that area. So anybody here have $1.3 million to put into a franchise? Yes. No. And you can get them cheaper, but you get the idea. And then you have to pay ongoing royalty. So another idea is, let's start an internet company. Yes? Great. Problem is, we have to have a lot of knowledge to start an internet company. How do you get on the net? What is e-commerce? How do I develop a site? How do I register my domain name? There's a lot of information that you need to know. And is it such a good idea? Well, we're a little bit older and wiser now after the last 5 years. We see the internet.com bubble burst. And in fact, the world's largest retailer on the internet, anybody ever heard of Amazon.com? Yeah. You know, they haven't made a profit since they started. That's not my idea of a business. So this is where we come in as the Friend Network. We offer you the smallness of a mom and pop shop. It's a limited investment. In fact, a mom and pop shop will set you back more. If you try to stock that 7-Eleven with inventory, with shelves, with cash registers, and all the other stuff that you need, you're going to find yourself putting out a lot more money than you would ever spend in the Friend Network. We require a small investment, and that's it. You can work from home. You can work anywhere you want. You can work part-time or full-time. Just like a franchise, we have the proven business model. What we're doing is we're marketing by asking you to tell your friends. Word of mouth. We call it access marketing. And we pay you for telling your friends. Does that seem fair? What other telephone company offers you that? Lower telephone bills, and you make money by introducing your friends to the company. Yeah, there's silence out there. Okay, so basically we have the franchise, we have that idea, we have the mom and pop part, we've got the internet part. We are on the internet. We offer you your own website on the internet and show you how to do business on the internet. So all the advantages of the small business and of a large business you have by joining the Friend Network. Anybody like to be in that picture? See yourself kicking back on a palm beach, sand, sun, all that? Yeah, I feel it now. It's great. The idea is that you're building residual income. What does that mean to you? It means money that doesn't stop. You tell people and they tell people, and you're building a group, and you can, with minimum supervision, basically walk away or take extended vacations. Let me put it that way. Isn't that an interesting concept? That's what I call financial freedom. Exactly. I see some hands going up. Sign me up. All right. So Let's get you a little bit excited, a little bit giving you some details about the industry. Remember I mentioned we're in the telecommunications industry. Well, last year, the volume of revenue was over $5.7 billion. That's a lot of zeros at the end. So there's a lot of business out there, and we don't need that much as our share. In fact, if you look at the graph, you can see that all multi-level marketing companies combined, that's the industry we're in as well, is talking word of mouth, telling friends, the access marketing part, is by telling the people and getting them excited, you can see that such a small percentage of people that use multi-level marketing to build their own business. And even though there is such a small percentage of people, you'll see that $10 million was paid out in commissions over the last 2 years. That's to distributors like you and me. Is that something that excites you? Would you like a share of that 10 million? I think so. How do we get our share of that 10 million? All right. We need to dream. When we were younger, we had lots of dreams. We wanted to, well, when we were boys and girls, be firemen and whatever. And even as we get into our working life, we start to dream about a castle in France, some beautiful cruise around the world, maybe even our own ship, that kind of thing. Do you still have those dreams? I think if you really examine it, what has intruded in those dreams? It's something we call reality. And really, we're here to tell you that you can change your reality. Yes, everybody lives on a budget. Yes, money is somewhat limited. But if you do this extra little step, you find a few hours, a day, a week, a month, whatever you can spare to help you get that residual income for you and your family, that's what we're offering. And you can achieve your dreams. But there is a problem. I told you it's simple, but I also told you it's not easy. If you want to change, and I assume that's what it means, because think about it. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. Have you ever watched a fly try and get out a window? It just keeps buzzing against the window, buzzing, and eventually it falls dead. It keeps trying. Is that any good? No. All right? So what we have to do is we have to change and make sure that we set aside the time, like you guys have done, to help build a business. I saw hands go up earlier already asking, how do I join? Well, here it is. This is a fast start. You sign your application. We'll hand those out at the end of this meeting. You sign your application. You invest in a regional license kit. Our successful distributors all start with this. It gives you marketing materials. It gives you access to whatever the company has to provide in terms of accounting services and other things, so that you can really grow your business successfully and quickly. You take your trainings. In the regional license kit, along with that, there's 2 more trainings. You've got this opportunity presentation, and you've got 2 more trainings to go, and then you really understand the industry and are able to make good presentations to people, and you attend meetings. We have regular weekly meetings, and we invite you to bring people and come to our meetings and show them what we're all about at the Friend Network. And most of all, you'll see it's in italics up there, talk to people. Oh no, talk to people. I can't do that, I'm shy. Or even if you aren't a wallflower, it may be a little bit more difficult to approach people and ask them to buy something from you. Would you agree? Well, let me run this script past you and see if that's something you think you can do in a bank lineup, in a grocery store, wherever you have a minute to talk to people. Do you use long distance? Yes? Would you like to save money on long distance? Okay, what would I have to do? There's going to be a little bit of skepticism, right? What do I have to do? You say, just give me your number. And dial 10 10 100, which is one of our products. Can you remember 10 10 100? Yeah, it's an easy one to remember before you make your long distance call. It's that simple. Can you do that? Yeah, you're helping people save money. It's an easy thing to do. Now, what are your rewards? We talked about making money, but you know there's actually something that excites people maybe even more than money, and that's recognition. And that's what we have for you in this company. We have a bunch of rewards. First is a rank system. As you and your group build and get more and more volume and revenue into the company, you get a higher rank and, of course, more money. We have 10 ranks in our company, and speaking of money, we have 11 ways of making money. You can see them on the slide. I'm not going to go over them one by one, but just we will take a brief look at what those categories there, the 11 ways of making money, what they actually mean to you in terms of money. So, the first one is we have bonuses. Okay? Your bonuses will look this way. For a distributor, you can get up to $245 per new distributor. Is that a nice amount of money? I think so. When you'll see in a minute how this kind of thing, how your group will snowball and grow, there's going to be a lot of distributors in your group. And up to $245 per distributor in your group, and up to $4 per customer. Are customers that difficult to get? No, we just said, I mean, if you're offering somebody to save money, most likely they'll say, okay, yeah, I'm there. I like saving money. Everybody likes saving money. And we have another category, the main ones, as I said, bonuses and commissions. The commissions, you get 3 to 5% on the retail volume of the people that you introduce to the company, of your customers, and that's on an ongoing monthly basis. And you get up to 2% on your group volume. And that can really grow. Let me show you. Basically, what we're going to do is, we as the Friend Network are going to help you. Remember I mentioned the franchise concept where they help you with a proven business model? That's what we're here to do. We're going to show you how to build a group and how to excite your group and how to train your group so that you will be successful in this business. So that you will have 5 people who have 5 people who have 5 people, and that's how we're going to show you growing the group. Take a look. That really means if you've got 5 people that you talk to and interest in doing this business, all right? And you teach them to do the same thing. Talk to 5 people, bring 5 people into this business. And they do the same thing. We've got unlimited depth, but obviously I'm not going to show you unlimited depth, but let's go down to level 7. By level 7, you've got more than 100,000 people in your group. That's a large amount of people. And what you've done is you've talked to 5 people and brought them into the company. So now what does that translate into money? Let's take a look at money. I've chosen executive manager for this illustration. It's about halfway in our marketing plan. If you're at executive manager level and you've got these 100,000 people in your group, you're likely making up to $45,000 in commissions. And what does commission mean? Commission means a monthly paycheck. Anybody here would like to receive $45,000 a month? Yeah. I think there's very few of us receiving $45,000. And even, let's not go so wild, let's take 10% of that. You're still making good money every month from having introduced 5 people to the company. And remember we mentioned bonuses? Your bonuses could have accumulated in that time to over $1 million. Some ears are perking up now. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And you're only halfway up the rank ladder. And you've introduced 5 people. And you've helped others. So what happens next? You're all raring to go? Well, ask questions. I'm sure you still have some questions. Ask us. Ask the people who brought you, your sponsor, to fill you in on exactly what you want to know. Sign the application form. Invest in the regional license kit. Book your training. We have trainings every Saturday. And plan your business. And that's where your sponsor comes in, the person who brought you here. They'll help you get started, and we'll help you. So I thank you very much for taking the time to to listen to our presentation, and I'd like to invite Mignon now to come up and with her closing remarks. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being with us. It's been our distinct pleasure again that we had Oliver here, and we wanted to make sure that if you had any questions, you'd be able to feel free to ask anything of us this afternoon, as well as go to your sponsor and feel free that they'll be able to give you the right information to help you on your way to becoming a successful distributor with the Friend Network. And I will charge you with what Napoleon said as he was running through the streets of France. Seize the day, carpe diem. It's your moment where you can make a decision that will change your life. Thank you. Thanks so much.